Hello everyone, welcome back to the shop. Today, we're going to make some sparks. ladies and gents. I hope you enjoyed that small little demonstration. As you know, I'm really excited about getting these tools in my shop. I'm not just saying that. I really enjoy tools. Who doesn't? I was kind of skeptical of this Lenox Metal Max blade at first. You know, reading on their packaging here. Let me start off by saying this. I've used Lenox stuff before, back when I did heating and air conditioning. They always made pretty good quality tools. I never used any of their consumables, but as far as like pipe tubing cutters and things of that nature for plumbing and stuff, they always seem to make a pretty good cutter and stuff. But, you know, they say it's recommended for structural steel, sheet metal, stainless steel, aluminum, cast iron, and non-ferrous metals. Which, you know, I guess sums up everything. I'll just do a couple real points on this. I guess you could take this as kind of a review. It's just something I was excited to get into the shop, and I'm going to see how it works, you know, going into the future. But, don't need that. As you can see, here's my blade wear here. Hopefully all that was on shot here. Try to get you refocused. Okay. There you go. So this is the Lenox Metal Max, obviously. It says 1,000 cuts, 30 times longer wheel life, everything like that, yada yada yada. One thing I've noticed is it did not dull in at all. This is my experience with it. On the angle grinder itself. So really enjoyed that it didn't just dull out right away. So that's one thing I like about it. One thing I don't like about it is, if you see there, it's a pretty nasty burr. They leave some pretty nasty burrs on it because I do think there's a little more friction associated with this blade. You can see that as apparent like on stuff like this piece of angle iron here. And then the bigger piece of angle iron. These are pretty wicked burr. Usually when you're doing something with an abrasive saw, you have to clean up your work anyhow. So I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. I told you guys I'd do a little review on this thing once I got it in and what I thought of it. I like it. Puts off less sparks. There's less plume up in the air. What I mean by that is there's less of that big dust storm and your arms get all gritty with metal shavings and a lot of that abrasive wheel breaking down. So I like it for that thing. I do think that if you are going to use this, you're going to need to, in order to get the maximum out of these diamond cutting blades, no matter which one you buy, I don't think you can use a cheap angle grinder. And the reason why I say that is cheaper angle grinders are ones without enough horsepower to power through a cut. Since this wheel tends to have a higher friction to it in the cut, and that's what leaves these big burrs as you see here. Since it has a higher friction rate, you need something with a little more horsepower. So I wouldn't recommend this to anybody with Harbor Freight equipment myself. I've used Harbor Freight stuff for a long time, and you know, it was all it could do to keep up with what it was spec'd for, which was regular abrasive wheels. So I would not put them with this. Just a good way to burn up an angle grinder from Harbor Freight. I will, however, say that I am absolutely in love with my new Bosch angle grinder. I did that in another video. I'll put a link into the description about that and at the end of this video here. But I'm in love with that thing. So far, so good. Like I said, I'm gonna play around with this, and like I said, in another 6 months or so, I'll come back and let you know what I think of this. But today alone, before I went and filmed and everything, I made about 50 cuts with this thing. And it's still sharp. It still engages the metal just as quick and just as hard as it did when I pulled it out of the package. So, yeah, so I like it. If this is in your guys' budget and price range, and you know, if it's in your price range and your budget, and you think you've got an angle grinder that would support it, a good quality angle grinder with enough horsepower, I say thumbs up on this type of thing. It does cut a little slower than an abrasive wheel, but there again, there's less sparks, and then there's a less of that abrasive plume that you're probably inhaling, so if you're not wearing a respirator. But anyways, that's my thoughts, ladies and gents. I appreciate you watching this video. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up, thumbs down. It's all good. Give me your thoughts in the comment section. I enjoy reading those. And I'll get back with you all on this thing, what I think of it in 6 months, if it's still handy for my shop or not. Also, I will put the links of where I got this and the Bosch angle grinder in the description down below if you want to go read up more on the specs and whatnots on that stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. God bless you all, and we'll catch you on the next one.